Hi guys, it was a success. The AX-5 to AX-15 swap has been completed. Um, this is a Jeep in its current state. When I first got it, I made sure I got it running, and then I focused entirely on the inside interior. New mirrors, brand new seats, desktop, brand new seat in the back, seatbelt, brand new seat belts and buckles for the front. I reused the ones in the back. That's the way it came out. Took the whole of the dash part, painted everything. When I first bought it, it was like a light, super sun dried gray. Sand everything down, painted it this black. Love the way it came out. And to sum it up, to make the AX-15 swap work, we went from bell housing for Alpha 96 Dodge Dakota. Brand new clutch kit for the Jeep 2.5 YJ of this year. Brand new flywheel, same thing. The original stock flywheel specs for the original YJ. The clutch disc that we use, I don't have the part number, was a clutch off of from Center Force. I bought it off of Summit Racing. And then that was for everything inside the bell housing. Then we got the AX-15. And to make the AX-15 work with the transfer case of the original Jeep, I had to get the 23 spline input shaft, put it in there, which really was not too difficult at all, to be quite honest, if you're somewhat mechanically inclined. There are videos how to do all this. I'm going through, there wasn't a video with proper explanation. And then on the back end, we needed a shorter drive shaft. So this drive shaft happens to be off of a 2002 TJ 4.0. So to get this one to work, I had to change the seal and the yoke in the back. I just happen to have another differential here, so I use off that. But if you come across that issue, just get source a rear drive shaft off of a 4.0, and it should pop right in. So I had that issue. My last issue was on the clutch slave. The rod was a little too short. I measured out at about 4 inches. I'll show it to you guys over here. All right, guys. A big reveal, not the big reveal, because I'm still working on the Jeep. I installed new lights. It's a little bit cosmetic on the outside, but I wanted to show you. I finally finished the interior, and I'm so proud of how it came out. Check it out, guys. It came out freaking sweet. Mine's a little dirty because I've been driving it, but check it out, guys. Got brand new best top seats, reclinable ones, brand new seat belts because these ones were just toasted. Brand new rear seat, reused these seat belts, painted them. Very happy with the interior, guys. Guys, took some time, but brand new marine radio, so it should be water resistant. Yeah. Making flat cover. Yeah, bed liner came out great. Hell yeah. All right, guys. To do this swap, we're gonna require this bell housing off a 96 Dodge Dakota. This thing came in looking like this. But I took a wire brush to the whole thing, cleaned it all off, got it nice and shiny again. There's a couple things that we're gonna be covering in this video. So this happens to be off of a transmission that had the inner clutch slave. Luckily, that's a 94 Jeep, so it has the exterior one. I'm getting a 96 bell housing, so this is set up for the exterior clutch slave. It will be going here. But I have to get a replacement plate that has a sleeve right here for the throttle bearing to ride on. It should be coming in today. I'm hoping for eBay to bring it in. So we'll keep track of this. I'll keep track of this video for you guys because, like I said, I tried finding a good video on this. Hopefully I'll be the one to help you guys figure this thing out. It is a popular swap. I'll show you guys everything I need, everything that was required to get it done. But first things first, I'm gonna take this thing out. There's plenty of videos of how to do this. I'm not gonna make a video, but I'm gonna take this bearing out of this transfer case because I'm gonna require it for the other transfer case. All right, guys. So the project continues. This is a 4-cylinder Jeep 94 Jeep Wrangler, and I'm able to drive it around, but my transmission is not in the best condition. The 5th gear is completely gone. It grinds to 3rd, sometimes grinds to 2nd, and yeah, the transmission is shot. Sometimes it gets stuck in gear. It becomes very frustrating. So for those who are familiar, this has an AX-5 transmission. I confirmed that. I'm gonna be upgrading that to this AX-15. It's a video that I think a lot of people will enjoy because I tried to find a good video on this, and I guess I'll be the one to. I'm hoping to be the one to make it. We're gonna convert 94 2.5 Wrangler. We're gonna be swapping in the AX-15 transmission because the AX-5 is already shot. This transfer case came attached to this transmission. What I'm gonna do is, from the research I've been seeing, is I'm gonna require this input shaft for my transfer case. If people are, why don't I just use this transfer case? There's a slight crack right here, look. So all I need is this. Hopefully this is not damaged when I take it out. If it is, then I guess I'll buy a new one. But if this transfer case came with this transmission, the guy I bought the Jeep from actually had it, so it was included with the purchase of the Jeep, which I got the Jeep for $800. It wasn't running, and yeah, it needed some work before I got it running, but got a great deal on it. This guy, great guy. He's been had it in his yard for over 10 years. Was happy to get rid of it. And yeah, we're gonna be doing this video. The swap should be interesting. Yes, success, guys. I got it out. This thing did not want to come out, but even a hard time. But so this thing, who the hell's boss, huh? All right, guys, you're working on project AX-15, AX-5 to AX-15 swap. Got my transfer case open. Here it is. I don't know if I should change this chain. Felt tight a little while ago. Anyways, this is what we're here for. And I'm just gonna measure it because this is. I checked based on the tag that each transfer case has. They're both 231s, 231Js, and they both show a gear ratio of 272. So right now, I just make sure that this shaft is the same because I'm trying 193. Oh. 193. Here's a plate. But I just want to show you guys, it also measures 193. I'm pushing it forward there. 193. 193, as you can see. Here's the difference. Bigger spline count. So 2.5 transfer case, everything is the same. The only thing that needs to change is this input shaft. So this is about to go in here and then back together. So that way the AX-15 output shaft will go into this input shaft. AX-5, AX-15. Alright, guys, Here we go. AX-15 is out of the Jeep. And as you can see, this Jeep already had an external space cylinder setup. This AX-15 I got was set up with an internal. Go around this town. So this is gonna change. Bearing retainer. That one's coming out to install this one. You can see the difference is this sleeve right here. So that one's coming out in with the new. And I'll record the rest. Keep you guys updated. All right, here we go for the visuals. This AX-15 came with this setup, which is internal space cylinder. The AX-5 that came out of my Jeep is for external slave cylinder. So you can see the pushing mechanisms are different. This is what pushes it out. In this case, this fork pushes it out, the outside right here. So, to convert this AX-15 from an internal slave cylinder to an external slave cylinder, and I can get the same setup as I already have on my Jeep. This bearing needs to be replaced. This bearing retainer needs to be replaced. So this new one's gonna slide right here. This is where the new fork is gonna slide on. So that's to convert it from internal to external. And then to make the AX-15 fit onto the 2.5 engine, we have this Dodge Dakota. So it's a belt housing off of Dodge Dakota, and this is a straight bolt. So on this side is for an AX-15, goes right up to it, and on the other end it's set up for a 2.5 Jeep, so you just bolt up straight to the engine of the Jeep. And that's how this is we're doing it. This is we're going so far. Gotta hope everything's good. Hopefully I explained everything correctly and clarifies things for people. All right, doesn't that look beautiful? Here it is with the Dakota belt housing and the external slave cylinder bearing retainer. Everything bolted right on. Hell yeah. So I got the flywheel off, and I was calling machine shop right now to see how much they're going to charge me to cut it. But I could get a brand new loop one for about a $10 difference on how much it will be for them to cut it and to get a new one. So we're getting a whole new clutch kit. We're getting a new flywheel, a new clutch. This is set. I got the fork bearing in there. I got the retainer clip right there. Yeah. God, this Jeep better be good for the long haul. So here we are. Got a new flywheel. I paid about 90 bucks for it. They were gonna charge me 80 bucks to just cut the old one. So for 10 bucks, might as well get a new one. This clutch kit is all factory kit for a 94 Jeep YJ 2.5. This is the clutch that comes with it, but this is the biggest difference. So we're not gonna use this clutch that came in this kit. We're gonna use everything else in this kit, including the pilot bearing, because I happen to have the smaller input shaft AX-15. A little more information on that is that there's two versions, one with the 0.59 input shaft on the tip. I was talking about this tip. Pilot bearing goes here. So this one matches the one that came out of the AX-15, so I don't have to change nothing on the pilot bearing. There's another version where this is a little fatter. If that's the case, then you got to get different pilot bearing. But here is what we're going to be using. This is a clutch from Center Force. This is the clutch we're going to need. Here's a part number. And what you'll see is this one will fit the AX-15. And it's still a 9-inch. It's 9-inch, like the original. And this is the main difference, is this input splines. As you can see, considerably different. There's a 10 spline. I think this is a 14. So this clutch will actually slide right onto the AX-15. The inner diameter will fit perfectly with the original size of the Jeep YJ. So this is the main thing on the clutch components that needs to be switched off. The rest of it could be used from the original YJ. At least that's my understanding. Hopefully that's how it works. Let's get it in there. Hey guys, here's the view from under the YJ and M4. So here we have the 10 spline tool. 10 spline clutch is in there. You got I replaced the rear main seal. Why the hell not? New rear main seal, new new flywheel, new pilot bearing, new clutch, new pressure plate. AX-15 is about to slap in there. Hell yeah, guys, we are making progress, man. But it's already 8 o'clock. I've been at this since 9 this morning straight. About almost 11 hours just today. I'm tired. We're ready to call it a day, and we'll continue tomorrow. But made a lot of progress today. Oh, also, since I was down here, I sanded, and this is fresh undercoat. I sanded and undercoated my frame. It's dry right now. Did that side too. Sanded and killed it. So yeah, it's one of those sayings where like, as long as I'm in here, well, I might as well do this, and it just keeps getting more and more and more. But I like the way it came out. I do plan on doing, the exterior of it. Look how this side looks. So I will be sanding and coating the outside of it. But since I was on the inside, I just do the inside right now. Yeah. Here we go with this project now. Progress is steady. Alright, let's say San Antonio. Here we are. I have everything in. This drive shaft is off of a 2002 TJ 4.0. The problem I had is the drive shaft I had was too long after the conversion. Luckily, I did have this one. I actually replaced the yoke on the back and the seal to make this one work with the setup. But it's in, it's all installed. Going through. But I have two problems. My clutch pedal's not really working. It feels super weak up there. No pressure at the pedal. So I'm about to take this off. And also when it's running, I get a noise around this area, like something scraping. So I'm hoping I'm gonna take this plate off first. Where is it? This plate first off. Hopefully I can remedy it without having to take the transmission back off. Keep you guys posted. Hi guys, it was a success. The AX-5 to AX-15 swap has been completed. This is a Jeep in its current state. When I first got it, I made sure I got it running, and then I focused entirely on the inside interior. New mirrors, brand new seats, desktop, brand new seat in the back, seatbelt, brand new seatbelt, some buckles for the front. I reused the ones in the back. That's the way it came out. Took the whole of the dash part, painted everything. When I first bought it, it was like a light, super sun dried gray. Sand everything down, painted it this black. Love the way it came out. And to sum it up, to make the AX-15 swap work, we went from bell housing for Alpha 96 Dodge Dakota. Brand new clutch kit for the Jeep 2.5 YJ of this year. Brand new flywheel, same thing. The original stock flywheel specs for the original YJ. The clutch disc that we use, I don't have the part number, but it was a clutch off of from Center Force. I bought it off of Summit Racing. And then that was for everything inside the bell housing. Then we got the AX-15. And to make the AX-15 work with the transfer case of the original Jeep, I had to get the 23 spline input shaft, put it in there. which really was not too difficult at all, to be quite honest, if you're somewhat mechanically inclined. There are videos how to do all this. I'm going through. There wasn't a video with proper explanation. And then on the back end, we needed a shorter drive shaft. So this drive shaft happens to be off of a 2002 TJ 4.0. So to get this one to work, I had to change the seal and the yoke in the back. I just happen to have another differential here, so I use off that. But if you come across that issue, just get source a rear drive shaft off of a 4.0, and it should pop right in. So I had that issue. My last issue was on the clutch slave. The rod was a little too short. It measured out at about 4 inches. Let's show it to you guys over here. Here is the push rod. When you take it off, there's a plastic cap that goes on this side. This goes into the slave cylinder. This one pushes up against the clutch fork. At total length with the cap, it was 4 inches, but it was too short. So when I would have to push the clutch all the way in with so much pressure to be able to get it out of gear. So I made one that at total length was 4 3/4 inches. So just under 5. So I made one that was 4 3/4. That seems to be a perfect. I like the way the clutch felt after that. It engages at a good time for me. I like it where it's at, where when it engages and disengages, clutch feels good. And that was the whole project. It was a success. I got one last thing to do, which is I'm gonna swap out the front differential because it's damaged. I have the replacement differential already, and that should be. Hopefully, that's the last thing I gotta do, and I'll be able to take it on the trail. Keep you guys posted. Peace.